wanted to ask you, now that you've had a chance to work with him, get to know him, what's your impression been of Sean Clifford? How has he handled the offense this spring, and where does he have the room for most growth?
Sean is it's really important to him. He's a football guy. He prepares like a pro. I really like his preparation. I like his passion. He brings a lot of emotion, and it's impressive to see him care so much about wanting to get better, wanting to win, competing every day. Everything's important to him. Where he can get better is just with little things right now. He's really good with protections, and that comes from a lot of good experience. So he's, that's the biggest concern this spring, is making sure that we can master the protections up front to not allow any disruption from the defense and minimize that, especially with Coach Pry. As much as he brings, it's a challenge, but he's very good at that. And where he can improve the most is probably just the progressions in anticipation. There's a lot of new on his plate right now, and it's one of those things where you kind of don't know until you get thrown in there and have to feel it. And he's just got to get his eyes where they need to be more consistently on every play. But that's going to happen with his work ethic and with his determination. And he's a smart guy. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of reps, and that's what the spring's all about.
Okay, Rich Scarcella, go ahead.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Hey, Mike, where is the offense in terms of where you want it to be? How far does it have to go? Are you pleased with the progress to this point?
I never want to say really pleased, because it's all just a process with me. And I think the more you get to know me, what is the end goal? It's to win this play right now, playing in now, right? So it's a process for us. We have to just execute now, and it's about this play, and then it's about this game, and then that's how the process is. There's no we have to be X amount of yards, X amount of points. We have to execute the best we possibly can right now, and that's where the focus is at. And I hate to avoid that question, but at the same time, that's really the standard is effort, the best we can right now, right? So this meeting that I'm going to have with my staff, we got to make sure that we address any issues, and we're that good note-taking guys, and then get our guys good feedback and correct the mistakes, and continue to challenge everyone to be reliable, to be accountable. That's really, really important. So that's what we have to continue to do. That's where the energy is. It's not necessarily looking at statistics or, yards, and all those things are evaluated. They are processed, and explosions and turnovers, obviously. But then really, how do you fix everything, and how do you get improved? Because there's so much to it. You just work your butt off every day and try to be as organized as you possibly can, and bring the effort.
Hey, Greg Pickle.
Mike, with that in mind, what will you use these last 3 practices for to focus on specifically?
Well, the emphasis is a lot on seeing signals. I know that sounds like really elementary, but it's important that we see the signal, diagnose that, and then get lined up correctly. That's a big part of this offense. And then ball security is the most important thing that we've stressed, and we didn't do a very good job of that today. And so that's going to continue to be pounded always. If we play smart on offense and we don't turn it over, we give ourselves a chance. If you turn it over, you have no chance, and we have to take care of the doggone football. So points of emphasis, other than that, just finishing everything we do, whether it's a drill, whether it's a block, whether it's a read, we have to finish. We have to strain and live in that uncomfortable world. And not everybody can do that. It's a tough game. And everybody wants to win, right? Everybody wants to win, but what are you willing to sacrifice?
Ben Jones, go ahead.
Mike, you've been around a couple multi-year starters at quarterback over the years. What do you expect out of a third-year guy, and where is Sean in that sort of progression of becoming a third-year starter?
Well, what happens when you play as much as Sean does, and these guys that are experienced guys, they have, poise about them. They don't get rattled. So that's what you expect, which is something that's you have to continue to work on, and consistency, right? Consistency and the ability to anticipate, play tough, be the toughest guy in the field.
Corey Geiger.
Mike, where is Sean then from a consistency standpoint? He missed Dotson in the end zone. He had the interception. What have you seen from him from a consistency standpoint all spring?
Yeah, we're working on it. It's I don't want to give you any evaluation right now because we're not where we need to be. But the effort's there, the concentration's there, the want to's there. Where is it? I don't know where it is. We're going to continue to work every day. That's the biggest thing. Where can I help him improve? How can I coach him better? How can I get through to him faster to where we're making zero mistakes, that he's on point? And, we're chasing that perfect game.
T. Frank, go ahead.
Hey, Mike, I'd like to get your thoughts on the running game. And I just spoke with James a little bit ago about creating explosive plays. And now it's not just about the tailback and his speed or any of those things. How do you view creating explosive plays through the system versus the talent of the player at the position?
Well, there's different things you can do. I mean, explosive plays, the most important thing in the run game is that we stay on schedule. That's the most important thing for me right now, is to not be in 2nd and 8, right? So we've got to make sure that we're in good looks. That's something I control. That's my responsibility. Against Coach Pride, that is sometimes a challenge, depending on where it's coming from. They do an excellent job of disguising. And so it's a challenge for us, going against our defense. It's awesome work. And, it starts with making sure that we're headed up, that we allow nobody in our backfield and give our backs a chance to come downhill. So we mix it up pretty good today. We started off with an explosive run. But the key is to make sure that you're giving your guys the best chance based on the front, based on the coverage, the angles, right? You're trying to create angles and space for your guys. So that's the biggest thing. So whether we have to be in a 3-by-1 or whether we have to be in a 2-by-2 or, 12 personnel, whatever it takes to get an advantage schematically, it's all about angles, leverage, right, and space.
Seth Angle, go ahead.
Hey, Mike. Today's practice saw a quicker offense than run in previous years at Penn State. I was wondering if you could speak on the potential benefits of running a fast offense and also some of the potential risks.
Yeah, good question. Were you guys able to watch the scrimmage?
I was not, but I listened to a radio broadcast.
Oh, I got you. Very good. So benefits of going fast, you're really eliminating the amount of defensive communication. You'd be surprised to know how much those guys communicate to one another, from D-line to the will linebacker, depending on the formation, back to the safety. It makes them play right and left if they're field and boundary corner. It eliminates the ability for them to substitute, which is very important. It also wears them out and tires them out. It tires your own guys out as well. At the same time, you've got to know where to attack and who's fresh and who's gassed and those sorts of things. So it allows you to lock them into a personnel grouping if you want them in. Say, for example, you're 3rd and long, right? And they sub in an extra defensive back and you get a first down. Well, if you go fast, they have to play a 1st and 10, and maybe you're calling a run play. They have to know how to fit that run with that extra defensive back. So sometimes you're getting an advantage from there. Sometimes it's just eliminating the amount of communication. And then sometimes you're wearing their butt out. But I think the pitfalls that you asked about is, we try to select plays in which we're not in a vulnerable call to where we're shackled if they do this. Well, it would be a bad play if they do this. Well, let's not run that play, right? You don't want to go fast and be in bad plays. So we have to be moving the football and staying on schedule when we're going fast. We're not going to go fast and go 3 and out. And that's something that, we must understand. We have to stay on schedule. So if it's an incomplete pass, that'll slow things down, right? If you're staying on schedule, that'll speed things up. And then you have your play selection, right? You've got to make sure that you're going fast and have options for the quarterback, whether it be run or pass. And it eliminates your ability to communicate really well on pass protection at times, to be able to unfold the defense, what we say. So when you mix it up, you're able to do that.
All right, Elton Hayes, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, I apologize if this has been asked already, but how would you evaluate Christian's grasp of the offense at this point in the spring? And from what you saw from him today, just quick glance.
I thought CV had a good day today. I thought from a mental standpoint, it's some good days and then some better days, and it goes up and down right now, and that's to be expected with a young guy. But we got to eliminate the bad days, so we need to have good days and really good days. That's what you'd like to see. And then you keep stacking those days and you get more consistency. So I would like to see a back-to-back good practice. He had a good practice today. I'd like to see another one Monday. That's the thing. I don't know if he's had 2 back-to-back, but everything's a process. It is just learning, the language, learning protections right now is probably where he's most efficient. And I got to get him up to speed. So, we can only meet for so long with our guys for rules. So those guys have to be willing to do the extra on their own. That's what all the great ones do.
Tobias Wellborn.
How tough is, by the way, Mike, thanks for the time and good meeting you. How tough is it? Same here, brother. How tough is it to parse out your running back room? Seems like you have so many guys who have experience and are very talented. How do you decide who's going to be RB1 and so on from there?
Yeah, I don't think that's part of our, we're just trying to make sure that we improve everybody this spring. I mean, that's part of spring is to improve skill sets of everybody on the offense. And that's goal number one. But I don't, I lean on the running back coaches. So Coach Sider, he's managing that room. Coach Stubblefield, he manages his room. There's going to be times where I have, I want to get a guy a touch here and there, and I'll call for him. But in spring right now, to me, that's not priority number one. Priority number one is making sure that we're creating as much depth as we can and competing really hard. And then you never know what can happen. You don't know when you do that, you don't know who can emerge. And, just keep on playing, guys, and keep on getting reps and keep on getting better. And then RB1, as you say, will surface.
Hey, Mark Brennan.
Hey, Mike, again, I'm sorry I got in a little bit late, but I wonder if you could give us a big picture view of where the offense is as spring practice winds down and kind of how far away you are from where you'll need to be a few months from now when the season starts. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. So offensively, we've installed, I think, a high volume of plays, and a lot of it early was base offense. And then as you get through it, you're getting more. Let me click on this here. This is distracting. Sorry, something popped up. As you get into where we're at now, it became more situational installations. So you're, score zones, all the special situations, end of game plays, third downs, coming out, backed up, whatever you want to call it. Just different situations have been installed as well. So our guys have handled that very well. It's been a lot. And now the time is to see us take some growth. It's really important that we see improvement from now till the end of spring ball. These last few practices are extremely important. And then, it carries over into the summer, because what you're doing is you're putting a lot of film, you're putting cut-ups and stacking like 15 plays of a concept into your video, which guys can now watch and see themselves instead of watching somebody